Hey Ben, what's up, man? Alright, so, yeah, before you unrack it, we just want to get the shoulders tight, and we want to get that bar in a nice comfortable position before we even unrack it. So, after you get in a nice tight position, take a big breath in, and then you're going to stand up, okay? And then you'll take one big step back, alright? So watch how many steps you end up taking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want a narrow stance, big breath in, stand up, and then take one big step back, and that's going to set the distance away from the rack, and then from there you'll widen up your feet, okay? I talked about getting your feet a little bit wider. Initially you want to set up with your feet really narrow. What that's going to do, that's going to kind of restrict your ability to get depth, alright? And yeah, before you execute your squat, take a big breath in, and what we want to do first is we want to send the hips back. Alright, just notice how your knees end up bending forward. So we want to send the hips back first, and we want to drive the knees out hard, okay? So weight should stay over the middle of your foot towards the back of your heel, alright? And as you come down, you want to make sure that you're driving your knees out, alright? You did a good job here. You could actually see it as you start coming down, alright? See how you push your knees out right there, alright? What that's going to do, that's going to allow you to get depth a little bit better. That's going to allow you to stay in your hips, okay? Not bad for not ever squatting, man. So we're going to make sure to send the hips back, drive the knees out, and make sure that you're getting deep enough, okay? Alright, and then for the overhead press, we talked about elbow position and wrist position. Nice job straightening out the wrist. The problem we run into when we straighten out the wrist is that, so say this is the bar, right? I go to straighten out the wrist. It wants to come forward, okay? So we need to make sure that the elbows stay forward of the bar before we start the press, alright? And it's going to be this continual checklist that you'll do, alright? So definitely want to keep the legs straight on these, keep the eyes forward, which you've just went ahead and fixed it, alright? We want to make sure the wrists are up. Notice how the the forearm angle is kind of slightly back, so make sure that the elbows are pointed towards the wall, and then also that we're making sure that the wrist position's good and that the legs stay tight, okay? So just kind of notice how the legs stay bent. So we want to just kind of keep the legs as straight as possible, elbows up, wrists forward, okay? Alright man, I'll see you later today.